Hello there. Are you David?
Yes, I am. And you must be Emma. It's nice to meet you.
It's wonderful to meet you too, David. Welcome. I will be your tour guide for today.
Thank you. I am very excited. I have heard this is a beautiful and historic city.
It certainly is. I was born and raised here, and I still discover new things all the time. I'm excited to show you some of my favorite spots.
That's great. I much prefer a local's perspective. So, what is the plan for our tour?
We have a 2-hour walking tour planned. We will explore the heart of the old historic city center. We'll see the main square, learn about some important landmarks, and walk down some charming old streets.
That sounds absolutely perfect. 2 hours is a great amount of time. Not too long and not too short.
I agree. It gives us enough time to see the highlights without rushing. And please feel free to ask me as many questions as you like. There is no such thing as a silly question on my tours.
I appreciate that because I will probably have many questions. I am ready to begin whenever you are.
Fantastic. Let's start our journey right here in the main town square. We are now standing in the center of the old town square. This has been the heart of the city for over 600 years.
Wow, 600 years? It's amazing to think about all the history that has happened right here where we are standing.
It really is. If you look around, you can see many different styles of architecture. The buildings tell the story of the city's long history.
The buildings are beautiful. They are all so colorful and detailed. I love the painted facades.
Yes, they are very well preserved. That large, impressive building over there, the one with the tall clock tower, is the Old Town Hall.
The old town hall. It's magnificent. The clock on the tower is very ornate. Does it still work?
Yes, it does. It chimes every hour. It's one of the oldest working clocks of its kind in the world.
That is incredible. What style of architecture is it? The arches and the tall windows are very dramatic.
That is an excellent example of Gothic architecture. It was very popular in this region during the 14th and 15th centuries. You can see it in the pointed arches and the focus on height and light.
Gothic architecture. I will have to remember that. It's very beautiful and a little bit mysterious.
A perfect description. Many of the oldest buildings in this square have Gothic features. Now I would like to draw your attention to the magnificent fountain right here in the middle of the square.
It's hard to miss. It's so large and detailed. The sound of the water is very relaxing.
This is known as the Fountain of Fortune. It's almost as old as the town hall we just talked about.
The Fountain of Fortune. That's a lovely name. Is there a story behind it?
Yes, there is a local legend. The legend says that if you throw a coin into the fountain with your left hand over your right shoulder, you will have good luck for a year.
I like that legend. I might have to try it later. Are these statues on the fountain of famous people?
Not exactly. They are not specific people, but they are symbolic. The 4 large statues you see around the base represent the 4 virtues: courage, justice, wisdom, and moderation.
I see. So they are allegorical figures. What about the statue at the very top?
The woman holding the cornucopia.
That figure represents abundance or plenty. She is a symbol of the city's historical wealth from trade and commerce.
That's fascinating. The entire fountain tells a story about the city's values and its history.
Exactly. It was designed to be not only beautiful, but also a source of civic pride and inspiration for the people. If you would please follow me over to this side of the square, I want to show you another important landmark.
Of course, there is so much to see here.
I'd like you to look at this large bronze statue of the man on the horse. This is a very important historical figure for our city.
He certainly looks very grand and important. Who was he? Was he a king or a general?
He was a bit of both. His name was General Alaric, and he is considered the original founder of our city.
The founder of the whole city? Wow, that is very important. When did he live?
He lived a very long time ago in the early 13th century. He was a brilliant military leader who built the first fortress where the city now stands.
So the city grew up around his fortress? That makes sense. Why was he so beloved?
Because he was not only a strong leader, but also a fair and just one. The stories say he was very dedicated to his people and helped the city become a safe and prosperous place to live.
So this statue was built to honor his memory and his contribution to the city.
That's right. It was erected on the 500th anniversary of the city's founding. It's a constant reminder of our origins.
It's wonderful that the city remembers its history in this way. It gives the place a real sense of character.
Let's continue our walk down this small side street. Be careful. The cobblestones can be a little uneven.
I will be careful. I love these narrow, winding streets. They feel so authentic. This makes me wonder, what was daily life like here in the past?
That's an excellent question. It's hard to imagine now, but this very street would have been incredibly busy, noisy, and probably very smelly.
Smelly? Why's that?
Well, hundreds of years ago, there was no modern sanitation. People would throw their waste into the streets, and there would be horses and carts everywhere.
I see. So it wasn't quite as romantic as it looks today. What kinds of people would have lived and worked on this street?
This area was traditionally home to the city's artisans and craftsmen. The ground floors of these buildings would have been workshops.
What kind of workshops?
You would have found blacksmiths, shoemakers, bakers, and weavers. You would hear the sound of hammers and see the smoke from the baker's oven. The families of the craftsmen would live in the small apartments above the shops.
So it was a real, living, working neighborhood. It's fascinating to imagine all that activity happening right here.
It was the heart of the city's economy. People from all over the region would come here to buy and sell goods. Now, as we continue down this street, I want you to stop here for a moment and look up.
Okay, I'm looking. We are standing in front of a tall, yellow building.
Yes, look closely at the stone frame around the main window on the second floor. Do you see a small carved symbol there?
Let me see. Yes, I do. It looks like a small pretzel. That's a very unusual decoration for a building. What does it mean?
That is a fantastic hidden detail that most tourists walk right past. That symbol means that this building used to be a bakery.
A bakery? Of course! A pretzel makes perfect sense. So that was a way of advertising what they sold.
Exactly. In the past, many people could not read, so shops used symbols instead of written signs to show what kind of business they were.
That is so clever! I would have completely missed that if you hadn't pointed it out. Are there other symbols like that around the city?
Yes, there are many if you know where to look. You might see a pair of scissors for a tailor or a boot for a shoemaker. It's like a secret language on the walls of the city.
I will definitely be looking for them for the rest of my visit. It feels like I've been told a little secret.
I'm glad. It's those little details that really bring the history of a place to life, don't you think? We have now arrived at a large, open area. It doesn't look like much today, just a quiet plaza. But this used to be one of the most important places in the city.
It is a nice, peaceful spot. What was it before?
This was the site of the old city market. For centuries, this entire plaza would be filled with stalls and tents from sunrise to sunset.
The main market of the city was right here? It must have been so crowded.
It was. Imagine this whole space filled with hundreds of people. You would have farmers from the countryside, merchants from other cities, and all the local townspeople.
It must have been so vibrant and full of energy. What kinds of things did they sell here?
Everything you can imagine. Farmers sold fresh fruits, vegetables, cheese, and meats. Fishermen sold fish from the nearby river.
So it was mainly a food market.
It was much more than that. You could also buy handmade cloth, leather goods, pottery, and tools. Merchants would bring in exotic spices and silks from faraway lands. It was the center of trade for the whole region.
So you could find both local products and international goods right here.
Yes, it was a true meeting place of different cultures and commerce. The market was essential to the city's survival and its growth. The next stop on our tour is inside this building right here. This is the Old Cathedral, one of the most historically significant buildings in the city.
It's beautiful from the outside. The stonework is incredible. I am excited to see the inside.
Before we go in, I just want to mention a few rules for visitors. As this is both a historic site and an active place of worship, we need to be very respectful.
Of course. What do we need to know?
First,
Please make sure your phone is on silent. We need to be very quiet and speak in soft whispers once we are inside.
Okay, my phone is on silent now. No problem.
Also, photography is allowed, but you must not use a flash. The bright light from the flash can damage the ancient artworks and paintings over time.
No flash photography. I understand completely. That's a very standard rule for museums and historic places.
Exactly. And finally, please do not touch any of the statues, walls, or decorations. It's important that we help preserve the building for future generations.
That all seems very reasonable. I will be sure to be quiet and respectful. What are the opening hours? Can I come back on my own later?
Yes, it's open to visitors every day from 9 in the morning until 5 in the evening.
This has been such a wonderful tour, Emma. We are nearing the end, and I was hoping I could ask for a personal recommendation.
I would be delighted to help. What do you need a recommendation for?
I am getting quite hungry, and I would like to find a good place for lunch after our tour.
That's a great idea. There are many restaurants around here.
I know, but most of the restaurants right here on the main square look very expensive and touristy. I would prefer to eat somewhere more authentic.
I understand completely. You want to eat where the locals eat. That's always the best experience.
Exactly. Do you have any suggestions for a good, traditional meal that is not too expensive?
I do. If you like hearty, comforting food, you should try the local dish, which is a type of slow-cooked beef stew. It's very delicious.
That sounds perfect, especially after all this walking. Where can I find a good restaurant that serves it?
My advice is to walk 2 streets away from this main square. The side streets have smaller, family-run restaurants. Look for a place that has a simple, handwritten menu. That's usually a sign of an authentic place.
That is an excellent tip. Walk away from the square and look for a simple menu. Thank you so much.
Well, David, that brings us back to where we started in the Old Town Square. This concludes our 2-hour walking tour.
Thank you so much, Emma. I cannot tell you how much I enjoyed it. I learned so much more than I ever could have from just reading a guidebook.
It was my absolute pleasure. I am so glad you enjoyed it. Seeing the city through your fresh eyes makes me appreciate it all over again.
Your stories and explanations really brought the history to life. I will never forget about the pretzel symbol on the bakery.
I'm happy to hear that. Do you have any final questions for me before I leave you to enjoy the rest of your day?
I just have one last question, and I hope it is not rude. I am not from here, so I am not sure about the local customs.
Please ask anything you like.
Is it customary to give a tip to a tour guide? I want to show my appreciation, but I don't want to do the wrong thing.
That is a very thoughtful question. Thank you for asking. Tipping is not required at all, but it is certainly appreciated if you feel you had a great experience.
I definitely had a great experience. This was one of the best tours I have ever taken.
Well, thank you, David. That is very kind of you to say. Any amount you feel is appropriate is perfectly fine. But more importantly, I'm just happy you enjoyed your time.